Oh dear. I have to mute myself if I start coughing.
Going in. Hello and welcome to the Phil and Matt's Not Quite a Podcast show. Here we are with you on, 24th of January. Well, we've got another week left of this month and that's it. Crikey.
Yep,
Into it already.
Thank God for that. January's out the way.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I've just paid me tax bill and all the rest of it. So it's like, I thought I was so rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start looking for new cars and all those things, and then you pay your tax bill and it's like, yeah, it'll do another year.
I think a lot of Leslie's clients will have that feeling as well when the VAT bill that she's doing now for them.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's like double whammy for me. I've completely timed it all wrong. So I got this and then I get my VAT bill as well at the end of this month as well. So it's like brilliant.
Ooh, double whammy.
It is. That's a complete horrible one. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well at home. Nice to see some of you just entering the chat room now. For our little show we're doing this afternoon. Hope you're all doing very well. Keeping warm. It's cold down here. Chilly.
Chilly. Look, that's why he's got his new fleece on.
New segue. Seamless.
Seamless.
Look,
new bit of merch,
fleeces.
everybody. Get your names down.
Yeah, look, that's it. New merch is available. Hold on, look, round here. See, got the big one on the back. I haven't gone with the wording on it this time. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but you used to have, like, we've said, like, www.floorymodels, all the rest of it. Well, it's quite cool on its own. So I thought we won't do it. It doesn't need it. So, but yes.
I think I've got it on the back in it, but yeah, no. It's just enough to have the logo in it. It's enough.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, that's it. It's quite nice. And as I say, it's very nice. It's got a nice hood. So I'm okay now when it's cold in here. I have to send one to Nathan.
Apparently, I was talking to who was it? Gary at Tiger Hobbies yesterday, and he went to the Bolton show. I don't know if any of the guys in chat had went, but he said he was absolutely freezing in there.
Oh, I didn't.
I've not spoke to Nave, so I don't know where he was, but I don't know if you can remember. I think Gary was near where you go to get food, where the canteen. So you're going through to like where one of the stands is, and I remember I think the toilets were there, and it was when we were there, it was absolutely Baltic. And obviously we've had a cold snap, haven't we, over the weekend, and he said he was freezing. Apparently there's a stall next to him. And I think it's like I think it's the couple who sell the paint stand, the wooden paint stands and stuff. Do you remember?
Yeah,
I think you've been next to him before.
Yeah.
She was wrapped up in a blanket and that.
There's nothing worse when you are at the shows and it's like it. I remember when we used to do Telford the first couple of years, wasn't it? It was right opposite the big door. And on a Friday for setup, you're literally in front and you just get blown with the wind coming straight in you. So, yeah, not nice at all. It's right when it was shut.
That time I went down south and it was snowing.
Yes.
The one that's not of that show that's
Is it Hinckley?
No, it was down Essex way, weren't it?
Hornchurch, wasn't it?
Hornchurch, that's it.
Yeah.
And it
was the one many years ago. We had to leave because of the snow down here.
That was cold.
That was proper cold, yes.
Really, really cold in there as well. Yeah, it's I suppose it's not so bad if you go for a couple of hours and then mooch round and stuff. But if you're actually sat there either trading or you sat on the table and it's cold, it's not a nice experience, is it? Let's be honest.
No,
it's not it's not my idea of a fun day out.
Definitely, no. It is very, very much that thing. You sit there, you just get colder and colder. By the end of the day, you're just numb. So
Nigel went to the RAF museum at the weekend, and that was Baltic. Yeah, they're never warm places, are they? Museums?
No, they don't put the heating on. Unless it's a corporate event, then they will.
Yeah. Richard wants some advice about using lacquer paint. Put a mask on and open a window.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, you do need good ventilation for lacquers because they will stink.
Not even joking with that. Seriously, the stuff's not nice and it stinks. And it's not. You definitely need good ventilation and a good mask.
Yeah. And apart from that, experiment and play with it just for a little bit before you go near your model with it. Because if you're used to using acrylics, lacquers, depending whose they are a different beast. And it just takes a little while just to settle into it, i.e. your thinner ratios, turning your flow rate down, and obviously your air pressure down. You'll go down a lot lower. You make your paint a lot thinner and you'll find it'll cover just as well. So, but once you sort of get the basics, and you set in, you're good to go. Yeah. And again, don't forget, you do go nose blind with lacquers. So, like I say, it's one of those things. When I first opened up a bottle of Tamiya, like you say there, it stunk. It was a proper made your eyes water. And it was like, wow, that really is really strong. But now I use them all the time, can't smell them. And you go nose blind to it. And that's the trouble. You don't realise quite what's in your environment. If you're using it a lot, you tend to forget that it's not a nice product. You do need your extractor on minimum, preferably run a respirator as well. Just to double sort of cake yourself and you'll be good to go. But yeah, I think you do. It's a bit like when you haven't used a particular product along, you smell it a lot stronger. But you have to remember that lacquers are not nice at all.
Lovely to use. They're nice paints. They just stink a bit, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, so, definitely.
They've got a bit of a smell.
They do,
to be honest, I've been a bit swapping and changing at the minute, but I painted this in real colours. Just because I could, but I painted all the inside in Gen 3s.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is at the minute, but lacquers are really irritating me. Don't know. I don't know if it's because I've been carrying this cold for God knows how long or whatever I've had. You know what I mean? That's finally coming out. But yeah, lacquer for me, like obviously I was immune to it at one point. I was like completely immune, but don't know. It really started to irritate me at the minute. So don't know if it's just a phase or what. But yeah. We'll see. We will see. Still goes damn nice though. It's lovely to paint.
It is nice to paint and use, and it's very, very straightforward. But going back to what we talked about on the Thursday show, wasn't it? Yeah. Is that every paint has its place, and I think it's sometimes I'm aware. I know I do it. I preach on about lacquers are great and all the rest of it. Yeah. But in certain environments you don't really want to be using them. I'm lucky here and blessed because one, the other half doesn't mind. And secondly, as you say, I've got two really good extractors that are drawing everything out. And even though on camera, I might not have them running all the time, as soon as the camera stops or that, you might not notice it because of an edit, but they're on and running, because you need to get them out of your environment. The other thing I've noticed, if you've got anything rubbery,
it sticks to it like the proverbial.
You pick up like pliers and things, and it's really sticky.
And
in the environment, it attacks it.
In the shed was worse. It's not so bad in here, but that thing, I was literally like, you could get your nail and scrape off.
Yeah.
Where it just stuck to. And I know Andy was saying he thinks it's wrecked one of his lights.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because he bought himself a new light. I'll probably tell you on Thursday in between auction stuff. But he said it's like wrecked one of his lights. It's thinking the plastic because obviously the solvents and stuff have attacked all the plastics. And I can see.
So you think it's doing that to plastics in your environment? You're sat in front of what you're spraying, breathing that in. So it's definitely one of those things. Because I know, like we did it. I know, if you watch live, you'll know. But I've got a Rode microphone here, and they're not cheap Rode microphones. Let's face it. And the switch has crumbled.
Oh yeah,
it's got a plastic switch on. It's all metal construction, but the switch is plastic, and it's just the on-off switch, and it has crumbled into literally powder. And that's because it's been sat there in this environment for the last probably 5 years now, being eaten and attacked. So
yeah. I mean, like James has put extractors. They're just one. If you're a serious modeler and you do airbrushing, and even if you're using it doesn't matter what you're spraying. An extractor is probably one of the best investments you will ever make, isn't it? By a long way.
We often talk about sometimes is that, that the hobby's expensive and things, but honestly, some parts of it aren't so bad. Like an airbrush, you might be paying, let's face it, for a quality airbrush and all the rest of it. It's slightly different now because we've got our finger bender for 25 quid. But
I tell you, I use mine all the time.
I know, I was using mine for some work over the weekend and that. But yeah, it just keeps going as well. I'm waiting for it to fall apart, but it's doing all right.
Just for our finger, I've never had needle stick in it yet.
No, nor have I. Do you know what I've been doing with mine? It's like I've had clear lacquers going through mine. I'm using it now for doing all clear lacquer work.
Oh right, well I've been using mine for lacquers, acrylics, clear coats, pretty much anything. I've been putting all sorts through it, and I've never had this needle stick on it yet. Yeah. Because normally, cheap airbrushes, they tend to swell up the seals, grip, don't they? Because I've had it more probably with an ordering steam back.
Yes. Yeah.
Of it gripping than I have with that thing for 25 quid. So I don't know if they really must have upped the game for seals. But
yeah, I don't know what seals it's got in it, to be honest.
I don't know, but yeah, for 25 quid, it's like, well, spent all that money on airbrushes, and here we go. It's the cheapest one in my range. Do you know what I mean?
I know, and it is mine as well.
It works.
It does. It just does the
and
job.
now
It
it's
keeps
bedded
going.
in, because mine were a bit clunky to begin with.
Yes, yeah.
I think I told you, didn't I? But now it's sort of worn in a little bit. It's bang on. I really like it. So.
No, I agree, because mine as well. To start with, it was just when you were pulling on the trigger, it was a bit rough.
Yes.
But if you bed it in and it's now obviously worn in, it's quite smooth now. I must admit, I'm the same. So it does need a bit of polishing. So,
it does, but polishing pad or whatever, polishing needle a bit. But yeah, it's like I said, it was just a bit clunky on the trigger, but it's not now. Like I said, a bit of use, and it's loosened itself up, I suppose. I don't know. But
no. But the other thing is, like, just going back on track, forget airbrushes then, because you can get them dirt cheap. But an extractor, which we said, even if you can't, like, these are really expensive, like 300 odd quid now, because they keep going up in price. But even the cheap Chinese exhausting ones that come out, and like Andy showed on, because he's got one, it's like with a window jam, it's a little venti thing, and just get it out of your environment, because, you don't really even want to be just sat there with a respirator with the window open, because it's not going to draw it. You need something that gets hold of it, drags it straight out of your environment. You should have a respirator as well. And to be honest, my other half bangs on all the time about me wearing a respirator, and it is a good secondary, but primary, you just don't want it environment, because you don't want it coming around, because also, and it's true, it goes everywhere. Even if you're really good and you're everything with it, and it just goes over your environment and that. But as you say, noticing things now are quite sticky. When you've been spraying lacquers for a couple of days, especially if I'm doing a big project, you'll suddenly sort of grab hold, even like the mouse. My old mouse was a bit, 'cause it had like a rubber side, was a bit, it's a bit, and we've just been spraying lacquers. So if you imagine if it's doing that to something that's over here, what's it doing to you when you're sat right in front of it? So
absolutely,
definitely safety first.
I say, because you've been doing especially last year, but you started off with
all the big
projects. So there's a lot of lacquers knocking around for you to be painting, isn't there?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Definitely not the best way to do it.
No, definitely not.
So anyway, stupid. Sorry, go on.
Quick shout out just to thank everybody for wishing me a happy birthday for last Friday, thinking on the forum we put up. I meant to say it in my vlog and I completely forgot, but that's Thursday's thing anyway. So fire on. Thank you very much. It was quiet actually. I had a quiet birthday.
Yes.
It was just a January birthday. Anybody who's born in January will know exactly what I mean. It's just crap. Everybody's skin. Everybody can't be arsed after Christmas. It's just you just go through the motions of it.
To be honest, between you, Leslie, and my other half, because obviously my other half's birthday was on the 9th. So it's on the 6th. Christ, you'll kill me. It's on the 6th. So like she's the first week in. So it's the same thing. Everyone's usually back to work as well and doesn't want to do anything.
At least Leslie's on New Year's Eve, so she's got
a double celebration.
But my mum's is 2 days before mine, so hers is the 18th of Jan, and obviously mine's the 20th. And then with Dad, when he were alive, he was Boxing Day. Yeah. So to get everybody, the whole family
all at that part of the year.
Yeah, exactly. It was, So my dad copped it because he was Boxing Day, obviously Christmas Day before. Yeah. My sister's same as Leslie actually on like New Year's Eve, so they always had an excuse to go out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, me and my mum were in January when everybody's had enough and just got no money and it's cold and wet and
horrible.
Yeah, I should have moved it. Should have had like the Queen and just moved it to the summer.
Yeah, that's it. Just say I'm not having it then. I'm going to have another one when it's nice weather.
Yes. But thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. Much appreciated.
Yes. And thank you to everybody sending me well wishes. I'm all right, apart from I've got a hand now like an 8-year-old. I need to have some concealer over it the other day. It's having cannulas put in, and you know what they're like. They never get it the first time. No. So by the time they've stabbed you about 14 times trying to find a vein, it's like, yeah, great. Right, okay, so let me just pull a couple of questions out of here that I've seen. Greg says, stupidly, still smokes 20 B&H. Greg, give it up. I did, and if I could do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't smoked now for like 25 years.
I worked on B&H, I can tell you that.
No. I was on Royals. Greg, 24 Royals, they were cheapest you could get back then.
Royals,
in the 90s.
Oh, they were rough. I'll tell you what, Greg, I don't know I can afford to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're well expensive.
Horrendous. So he says his lungs are already ruined, but honestly, yeah, don't. If you make sure you use good extractors and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And James is saying about those extractors are one of the best investments he's ever made, and it is. But like I said before, these ones here, I think they're about 320 quid now.
I don't know. Well, I thought they'd gone up to about 400 quid.
Oh, are they? They might. I haven't looked for a long, long time, to be honest. But I remember the good old days when they were like 250 quid. But yeah, that was a long time ago.
I mean, you could, they're not cheap, are they? But you need one, and it's probably the best one out there, isn't it? Because you can get these cheapo ones, can't you? But they ain't got the same pull. That's the problem.
No,
they will suck some of it out, but they're not move it like these will, and that's a big difference,
Because I've done it on shows, and I've put a candle here. If you go back and have a look, and just blown it out, and you can watch the smoke comes out and goes like that. And that's over here doing it, and that's how good they are. And that's just one running. I did that test when I only had the one, and that's how good it is. So it's pulling everything out of the environment, even out of the entire room. So
yes, that's
always a good one. Yeah. Ryan says, well, chat Phil and Matt. I am all set at building mostly Phantoms this year. Because God knows why.
Sadist. I mean, it's not the plane. The Phantom's lovely, but all that. Like, I think somebody's put after. You've got the 3 billion decals you're going to have to put on. Good luck with that. I think you'll be bored after the first 2.
I was going to say, to be honest, I was going to say I'm a massive Phantom fan as well, and I built lots. But to do a year of Phantoms, I was offered that commission. This is going back in time, Scooby-Doo music. But basically, when I finished my contract for doing the Hornets, my next contract was the Phantom. So, and again, it's a different animal to work with. You say decaling and stuff like that, it takes a lot longer than it does a Hornet. So, at that point, we had to reorganize, and I only did about 10. And then I moved over to Corsairs and Sky Raiders, and somebody else must have done them.
I was going to say, I bet you're a bit burnt out, weren't you? Because that is a lot of decals, isn't it?
The old Hasegawa kit's great. You used to be able to put it together. And famously, I've got a build somewhere on one of the videos or whatever it is, or a photo build, when I built an entire one, start to finish, with custom markings in 20 hours. So, because it was a commission, and it needed to be done ASAP. So, but when you start going down, especially if you're going to do Japanese ones and stuff like that, and F4Es, they are absolutely covered in stencil data. But
talking of Phantom, the main one's out.
Yes, so out today.
We'll be having it in by the end of the week, I would have thought.
Yes,
so you can see what that one's like.
Yes, I will grab one from said supplier and have it sent here. And we can have a look, see what that's like. Yeah, because
there's probably a couple of things that you could do a review in. If you're good, what you're going to do, put your own order in.
Yeah, I'll chuck one in, have it sent here.
Because there's that Mastiff's out as well, so I think that's worth having a look. And I think there's a few other bits you can probably pull in if you need some bits. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So yes, James also says about polishing your needle makes an improvement to cheap airbrushes. To be honest, the Fenga Benga one, I don't think it's that bad. I know what you mean, though.
No, like I say, not compared to some of them, what they used to be. Yeah, it's not so bad, but it's not going to hurt it either, is it?
No, but if you do polish the needle, what you will notice is obviously you won't get tip dry as much, because that's the big difference. When you get like a top of the range airbrush needle and you've paid Christ knows how much for it, it has been polished. Where the other ones I would describe as being ground. Some guy on a stone here. But the thing is, everything sticks to it. And that's your trouble. So by polishing your needle, it really will help. So if you have got cheap needles, polish them and you will notice a big, big difference. You get better flow and it's smoother.
Molyneux's in.
Is he?
Yeah.
Crikey, can't get rid of him.
No, we'll be off watching Netflix.
Yeah, that's it.
Here I go. Any news on the Border Models 190? Blimey, no. No. Yes. Not at all. Nothing yet. It's one of them, you've got to not take it with a pinch of salt, but, they announce these things and then it takes forever for it to sort of happen, doesn't it? So it's gone really quiet on that front.
Yeah.
Which is a bit worrying, really, because you're just thinking then, is it like, well, we've seen went to great sales with the other two. So do you think they'll bother? But, don't know. Odd company, Border Models, to me.
Yeah.
Just some good stuff. Because we're waiting. Is it Border Models is doing the conning tower, isn't it?
Yes.
And that.
Yeah. And it's Tacham's doing the turrets, isn't it?
Tacken does turrets.
Tower are doing, but it's Border Models doing the conning tower section of the U-boat.
Yeah. So, don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens, really.
Mm.
I mean, Zuki-Mori, yeah. The Zuki-Mori one's going to be 32nd, though, isn't it? It's a different scale, so.
Yes.
But again, it's when you see that, because they're never the quickest when there's an announcement of getting it out, are they? Do you know what I mean?
No. Well, again, I think we're into that thing where things are being announced and stuff, but do you ever see it? We were talking about some stuff, which we won't go into now, but from said manufacturer who made big claims and things, and we've never seen it 3 years later.
Well, I think, like I say, Zuki-Mori and that normally come good. It's just when they do it, isn't it? Do you know what? If you want a 32nd 190, get the Revell one and all the stuff for it. Well, that's a cracking little kit.
Yeah.
And it'll probably come in less than what you're going to pay for a Zuki-Mori one now, because their prices have gone up. I'll warn you on that one, because we've got the 109 up, and the price has jumped up quite a bit from the original box. You know, the first one we had in with the figure. It's what? Watching what? Devotion.
I must admit, I did give that a try. And my other half tuned out and went off and did something else. She couldn't get into it, but I did watch it. It was all right. It's the one about the black naval aviator in the Korean War.
Oh, right, okay.
And his fight to get where he was.
Right. Right, I'm really confused now. Which 190 we're on about from Zuki-Mori here?
Is that the G6?
That's the 109, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hey, what? Corsairs, eh? Is that Devotion, is it? I have no idea what
it is. We're all getting confused now, but yeah, even Andy's saying he's getting bored. It's all right, stick with it. It picks up in the second half. You need an intermission.
Is it one of them?
Yeah, it's a bit of a slow starter. It's a slow burner.
The thing is, that's where they do, you need something to get you gripped from the off, don't you? Even if it goes a bit slow in the middle. It's a bit slow to begin with, because that was that thing I was watching, weren't it? That 1899 or whatever.
Yeah.
I still ain't got any further with it after 2 episodes or whatever.
Well, I did watch the first episode of The Rig, the one set on oil.
Oh,
rig,
yeah.
because it's got a really good cast in it, but the first episode is like, what's going to happen then? Can we need something? Is
it one of them where nothing happens?
Not really. Second episode starts to sort of pick up a bit, but I've only watched 2 episodes so far, but the first one I'm thinking, get on with it.
Was the fast forward button on?
Yeah, it's what you need, but then you can't do it in case you miss something. Somebody said about me having a black arm. Oh, you should. I've got photos from the last time. They tried to go with the cannula up here, completely wrong, and my entire arm from like mid thing to purple.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So, not a pretty sight, is it?
No.
Game of Thrones does oil rigs. Is that what it is it? This
apparently, thing? Yeah. So, but it said I will give it a whirl. We will see how that goes.
I'd say I don't think there's. I don't think the 190 is out by Zuki-Mori. It's a 109, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Andy's got that one up on a pre-order in here, isn't he? I think
90's out by Zuki-Mori. It's a 109. Yeah, we've got the new 109 up.
Yeah, well, Andy's got that one up on a pre-order. Oh, sorry, hold on. I've got everything going here. Let me turn myself off, because that's not a good look. Right, where are we?
Oh dear, Nigel's got a thing with Netflix, look. They've cancelled 2 of his favourite shows.
Oh
dear, Warrior Nun. Not watched that either. And First Kill.
Oh, right, there we go. That's the 109 G14. That was the one.
Yes, that's the new boxing.
Yes.
It is a crack. It is a lovely kit. But it's gone up a little bit in price from when we had the one with the pilot in.
Yes.
Oh, it says it's got a seated pilot figure. So you do get a pilot with it, do you? Because the other one was Eric Hartman's, weren't it?
Yeah, it was stood with it, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Because you didn't get your figure, did you, when you sent you
that
review?
Because you sent me down for review and had the figure out, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you'd need to look at the figure.
No. But I thought I was shortchanged.
yeah, you did, remember. Perhaps I should have told you before you
if you'd let me know you had the figure out, I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Quite striking box art over...
Yes, nice box art.
Over the Alps, or wherever it's supposed to be.
Yes.
I don't know, actually. Where is that supposed to be?
I don't know. Is that sort of Northern Europe?
I think that's supposed to be over Russia, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
Some at Eastern Europe, yeah, because there's lakes and stuff in there.
Yes. Fjords.
Fjords. I think there are many fjords in Russia, but you never know.
You never know. So, but yeah, as you say, nice kit, full of detail. As I say, there is a viewer review from last time that's on there.
Yeah, it has.
Andy says they mentioned an FW190 when they were bringing out the BF109. The first one's gone a bit silent.
One,
yeah,
but it's all gone, like I say, really, really, really quiet about it. So,
look, James is on grandson duty.
Grandson's to school, tipped up from school then.
Yeah, just finished school.
Talking to that, mine will be coming in a minute from school. So, not grandson, by the
way. Yes. Never mind. Do you want to show us your thingy?
Your what?
Your ambulance. Seeing as this is the daytime show.
Yeah, not seen hotels. There, you see it?
Yeah, hold on. I'll let me make you bigger. For some reason, you're a little.
I will move it. There you go.
So hold on. Let me just make you bigger. There we go.
There you go. So the Airfix K10.
Very nice. So what's your opinion of the kit?
Really good. Yeah, really good. Really simple, but actually, yeah, engineering. Well, the only thing I've got to work out is all this and this are attached at the minute because obviously I was, you can unclip them really.
Yeah.
So you can, because I was obviously thinking inside of the cab in the back. But yeah, it's just getting this front roof bit, the cab roof bit to fit. It's not a brilliant fit, and I don't know why. So I'll have to have a look at that. Whether it's because I've got paint on it and it's a tolerance issue, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it seems to have a bit of a gap. But apart from that, yeah, absolutely bang on. Like I say, I can't compare it to the other one because I've not built the Gecko one. Different kits, aren't they? So
I was going to say the Gecko one, though.
Yeah,
you're building it from the chassis up. That's the difference.
I'll tell you something about this. The decals are epic. They're really. I mean, we know like Airfix have upped the game with the the decals and stuff. But yeah, to say that big cross, and actually thought about it because obviously they made you 2 cutouts.
Yeah.
Which I've got to obviously paint in at red at some point, scarlet. Which I will do, but yeah, laid down really good. I use that AK decal solution because I've done a little tutorial on it, which is going to be up on some point in the future. Because I did the gauzy one, which was on this. Have you seen me playing? Look,
very shiny.
Yeah, very shiny with my gauzy. Look at this.
Oh, nice. I've
just got to paint the tail. I can get the rest of the decals on it.
It's the flying banana.
Yeah. Does actually on camera, doesn't it? Yeah, once it's weathered in, it will change it a bit. But yeah, it's. But yeah, I did a bit of a thing on the gauzy product, and then because I got it in my drawer, I thought, well, I'll give it a go with the decal solution from AK. Actually, it's a decal solution, but it was good.
Yeah,
I'd like to try it on a bit worse of decals because these decals are absolutely mint. So I don't think I've gained out by doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not a bitey decal solution because I've tried it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's on the same par with Micro Set or Sol, really.
Sol, yeah, because that's
Sol, the red one.
But yeah, it's like I say, I've got to weather this, and then it should be done.
Very nice.
So yeah, come on, yeah, really good kit. Happy to see it finished, but yeah, I've enjoyed doing it, to be honest.
Cool. I've been plodding on with this. I say plodding on with it. It's coming together nicely. I've just put the front on, but it's not glued in yet. So, because it needs adjust, the usual thing. In fact, I will say it, Tamiya really dropped the ball on this kit in a lot of ways. I know it's an early kit, but 2 things it needs is wing spars, because then you wouldn't have this trouble. And it would be easier than just screwing it in here, because that's what happens with this kit. You actually screw it in here with it. And it keys in. There's a lock at the front, and it sort of goes in and then locks in, and it's a bad design. Why they didn't just do a small spar and a large spar, and then because technically they've done a nice job, because where this runs here, there's actually a spar internally inside this wing when you fold it together. So why did you just make it overall and just slot them in? It would have been a lot better. But also this bit under here. So what happens is on the nose, you've got 2 screws which go down the back of this plate when it's not here, screws it, but it's all wobbly. It literally would just pivot on the front. And the idea being, though, it screws it so it pulls it into place, under here. But it's an awful job. It's just not right. So what you have to do then is now you've screwed it in, is you sort of play with this up here and you sort of twist it and tolerate it and hold it in position. And it does go, but I'm sure there's got to be an easier way. Why didn't just put a nice large, piece that it slides into? Because that way it doesn't matter if it had been the E or, the actual C kit they done here, it would have been, it wouldn't have made a difference because this wouldn't be here. So you could have just slid it into it. But yeah, I don't know. As I say, it's a mystery kit, this one.
It's an old kit now, though, isn't it?
It is showing its age just a little bit, but it does go together beautifully because obviously these doors are shut in normal day-to-day running anyway, unless there are gears in transition. But, they are literally just a drop-in fit. So you've got typical Tamiya all the way through. Everything does go in here very well. All the little, I've been putting these vortex generators on, they just literally just drop in. These little pipes at the back and all the rest of it, it literally all goes together really, really well. But, again, it's just one of those. I think they could have done a better job on it. But it is nice. It is quite good. Very nicely detailed. I've got to do all the radar first. So we get the radar in. It's got the old APG radar for it.
Can I get a pilot with it?
You do, yes. Yeah, you do. You get the crew for it. So you get your 2 pilots for it. So, obviously, because, again, this kit is the E kit as well. So it's, there's a lot of crossovers between the two. The pilot figure comes with 3 heads.
Does it?
He does. I don't know, is that Medusa or whatever? But you get 3 types of helmets. You've got an old fashion type, and then you've got the more modern, and then obviously the latest helmet with it, or was when this was back in the day, down into this one.
Okay.
Yes. Makes you wonder, because obviously this F-15, probably lots of people know, but they're doing a new version of it called the EX, which is basically built off of the export version of it. And again, it's got like an ESA radar instead, and there's a few lumps and bumps, but it makes you wonder if Tamiya could bring it back again with another update sprue.
You never know, do you? You never know.
New nozzles, new the ESA radar for the front of it, new cockpit bits, and you're off to make the new one now. A couple of lumps and bumps on the side, which don't do anything. But yes, it's fast as well. It's Mark 2.2, or almost Mark 2.3. Yeah. So it's none of this stealth rubbish that goes around subsonic.
No, proper need for speed.
Yeah, proper just throttle it and go. So so you could, I think, I can see somebody coming along with this kit and then taking the E kit and going to upgrade it and do it. But it would take a bit of work, but it would be fun to see it as an EX. So but generally it's coming together. I'm hopeful tomorrow I'll get another good run on it. And then obviously we get the radar situation done, put on. Everything else is ready. So all the tailplanes are done and built. The drop tanks are all done. The pylons are all done for it. The tails, everything's there now. So literally it's just fitting off the front of it. And then it'll be ready for primer. So it doesn't look it, but it's actually pretty much there. So we're going to get primer, which I'm quite excited about using this. Because I can leave it for a while because I'm nicely ahead. So like
I say, it's only 24 hours and you can sand and do what you need to do with it. But see how you get on. I'd just I'd try a little bit first, see if you like it before you commit to the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, I might just have a play quickly with Buster with it and see, and then we'll go for it then. But it'd be nice. And to say, doing it on the brown scheme, it'll be a little bit different. So I've got my paint sheets. Can you pop in the post for me? I need H160 and 068.
Send us a
Hitaka
message.
browns, please, because it's only Hitaka do the colours for it.
Right, okay, send us a thing through and I'll whack it in the post. Yes.
But so anyway, next couple of video parts on this one talk about obviously all the changes needed to make it more up to date. So we've put a few lumps and bumps, we filled some stuff. I've still got to do a GPS antenna and a few bits and pieces, but it's all right. It's coming together nicely.
Cool.
So, go on.
Let's talk auction.
Yes. Let me bring it up.
Obviously, we have our auction running on Thursday, isn't it? We're doing it.
It is Thursday night.
For all you lot.
There it is. Have you anything else been added to this since we spoke on Thursday?
No, nothing. No, it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
So will anybody in chat be joining us Thursday night?
Yes. Some nice stuff. Look what you could have. Bargain prices.
Look, you could. Some good
How
stuff.
many lots we got? That's what I was looking for. 39 lots.
Yeah.
That should do us nicely. That'll take us to just after 9 if we're doing our normal run, although we will have a little bit of a break in the middle.
Yes. Definitely. Oh, look, Tony's coming. Mark's doing it. Good. Greg, yeah. Oh, he's already been doing a bit of bidding.
Oh, get your pre-bids in. Don't forget, if you want to get pre-bids, speak to Andy. And then obviously he will be bidding on your behalf.
There you go, look, yeah.
Yes, Andy, you will be joining. You don't have a choice. You're contractually obliged.
And plus as well, you're selling some of your own stuff.
Yeah, that's it. You want to see what that's going for.
Yeah.
What we got? Sorry, there was a question back here and I've lost it now. Where's it gone?
I don't know. What was it about?
I can't remember now. And now it keeps jumping all over the place. I tell you what, we definitely need a pause button on this.
Yeah, I'm going back as well.
That's it. They were talking about Richard's built the Zucamori Hartman 109. Lovely kit.
Complex, but it's all there, isn't it?
Again, it's one of those. If you enjoy all the lumps and bumps in the interior and all the bits and pieces, then it's a lovely kit to do. If you like the workings of it.
Yes. Yeah, if you like putting pistons in and spark plugs and stuff.
And again, like Greg's saying about the instructions with Richard, it looks quite complex. If you look at it's a Zucamori trait. If you look at my Phantom build, it's the same type of instructions, Japanese, or so we say Eastern, from the Far East. Their instructions are not what we get over here. If you've ever built Bandai, you'll know it as well. You tend to get 2 lots of the same thing. So you'll get like the main instructions, and then down the side, it's like detailed placements that shows where everything should go from different angles. But if you look at it, it looks really confusing. But actually, it's just showing you where a lot of things go. But it does look like, wow, that's going to be a build and a half. And actually, it's not.
I think it does that out, doesn't it? Bandai instructions can be a bit
Bandai, confusing. We do some of the smaller stuff with Bandai, it's not so bad. But you do the bigger stuff, and it's like, Jesus.
But they're not when you get your head around it. It's actually... Yeah. It's simple to do, but it does look really intimidating when you first look at it, and it's obviously because it's all in Japanese as well.
Yes,
there's no English text on there, so you just but yeah, I think once you've done one, you get the hang of it, don't you?
Yeah. Again, a lot of it is, if you look at the instructions, you'll see that like the main part of it is just your build as it would be. But if you imagine, if you had that just dragged out to the full size of the page, it wouldn't look as complex. But what they do is all the way down the sides or across the top, depending on whose it is, Bandai, I'm going across the top as well. It shows you about locating places from different angles to make sure it's in there right and what to do. Or it might have detailed color paint drawing, and it's just a lot of like here, and here. But it is separate to it. But it's just detailed painting section. Instead of it like, we tend to do over here, that's green. That's grey. They're very much, it's all little bits for all the different colour call-outs and stuff. So, yes. No, Ryan, you're saying that now, that you'll be watching but not bidding because his stash is at maximum capacity. If you ask Andy, he'll say there's always room for one more.
Always room. There's always room for another one.
What's the inside colour of a Crusader tank? Pass.
I don't know.
I don't know about Crusaders.
I've got no idea.
No, I don't either.
Probably cream or white or something, but I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Is it not walk around, is it? What was that site you could go on? Prime Portal, weren't it?
Yeah.
A Mark 3 Crusader.
Yeah, that's it. Is it a Mark 1, 2, or 3? Different colours for interiors, is it? Oh no, here we go again.
Yeah, I don't know. Silver. Apparently. Silver?
Silver?
Is it?
Is that just, you mean metal colour? They never painted the inside.
Probably thinking they weren't going to last that long, so why bother wasting the paint?
I was going to say, wouldn't that be a bit bright in there if it was silver?
Well, you want to be able to see what you're doing.
Yeah, but normally that's why I do white inside dark places, isn't it? A bit of reflective light at least.
Isn't it, talking of tanks and stuff, Bovington's soon, isn't it?
End of the month, so it must be this weekend coming then, yeah.
Was it? So I thought it was in February.
Oh, is it? Or is it the beginning of February? I know it's around that time. Oh, yeah, it's normally around Valentine's Day because we ruined everyone's night once.
Yes, we did. That was a good point. yeah, I forgot about that.
A load of hairy, modelers turn up to your romantic evening and there's us on a table as everyone else is trying to be romantic.
That never happens, does it? That was figured for what's it called as well, weren't it? Huddersfield show.
Yes,
that was when it was. It was Huddersfield show. It weren't Bovington. It was Huddersfield.
Yeah,
it was in that big meal and oh god, yeah.
I'm sure we did it at the Bovington show as well. Hold on, let me have a look.
I don't know what date Bovington. I'm sure it was February when we did it. Somebody will know.
I get it. Hold on. The Tank Museum.
Oh god, eh?
The Tank Museum.
The Tank Museum.
That's the place. Come on, they must have a thing about dates for stuff. There we go. Southwest Model Show, Saturday the 11th of Feb.
Oh, right, a couple of weeks down. There you go, 11th and 12th, look.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So, interesting.
Yes. I see Mr. Mig has done his top 5 tanks.
Has it?
Apparently. Only because I had a pop-up saying he'd done it. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on the old YouTube.
Oh, right, okay.
So, yes. I've been building the Meng EA18G. Nice detail, for sure, but the engineering fit is a bit of a letdown. Wonder if anyone has built the new Meng Super Hornets and had any fit issues, especially with the intakes and the nose fuselage.
Don't know.
Cool. Glad I bought all the Hobby Boss ones then.
Yeah. Yeah, dodge that one. Get the Hobby Boss one.
Yeah. I've got all the Hobby Boss ones here.
I was going to say that's odd for Meng, but it's... don't know.
Meng has...
It's not a tolerance thing, is it?
No. I don't know. The trouble you get, the Hornet is a really complex aircraft, so there's no easy way of doing it. When you've got going from a single seat to a 2-seat, some of them they've done it with different front ends on it. Some of them it's just bits on the back. Hasegawa's one wasn't brilliant even back then. The way they did theirs was bloody confusing to try and get that all in.
That's just the nature of the aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just because it's It's clamshell technically is the best way of doing it, but then how do you join on the nose section and various things to it? You're always going to get that trouble. Ryan said he painted is white, so that'll do. That'll be fine then.
Just paint it white. Who's going to see it anyway?
Yeah, that's it.
I would have thought it would be white or silver or something. It's got to be a light colour, isn't it? So don't think it's tolerances. It's just bits where they haven't test fitted during development. Ooh.
Again, until I built the Revel one, 30-second one, I would say that couldn't happen because knowing as we do, worked with other manufacturers on various kit designs and stuff, they do check it and they do test it. They test it when it's a 3D print before it even goes into injection molding. Then they test it again when it's injection molding to see if it fits. So you would always say that can't happen. But then how the hell did then Revell release the 30-second one with all the problems it's got and then tell people, well, yeah, it's all wrong, but you are going to have to do this, and this to it.
Yeah, but that was down to timing, I think, weren't it, rather than anything else with what was happening at the place.
Yeah.
So, normally you go out, because somebody said something don't sort of fit, you normally want to prove it does, don't you?
Well, that's what I like to do. I just like to prove people wrong.
Yeah, but not our own members, obviously.
No, not only me, but just other people,
know,
I don't like on the internet. I just like to
yeah.
build a kit just to prove them wrong.
A certain B-17.
You get people, they say it's unbuildable, it's crap, and it's designed and everything else. Then I have a go at it, and it's like, no, because you didn't test it.
Did anybody actually badmouth the Lancaster?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think they did they? It was a B-17, weren't it?
Yeah, the B-17 got it. And I can tell you exactly where that problem is with the wing fit. Is if you don't put the nacelles on right and get that back plate in there and it clicks, it won't go. So, but yeah. But no, I must admit, I've never heard anyone mouth the Lanc.
No.
You know, I know I did a little bit just because I felt a little bit let down. It didn't have the engine mounts and various things to it. But, you know...
Yeah, but go on, Phil. Happy to be shown that this is all on me.
No, you're right. I must admit, I went down the other route when I got them because I'm a massive Hornet fan, as you all know. So I must admit, I bought the Hobby Boss Trio. So I've got them all there. But yeah, and the only reason I did that is purely because it's got the electronics base, and I thought that's quite a nice little bit to have on it.
Yeah, but you could build all the main ones in flight.
Could do. I did the last one, didn't it, though? It was in flight. I did my ambush.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, the kinetic one is in flight.
All this lot of heavy building is F-15s, F-16s and Hornets. And Phantoms. I see, talking of F-16s, Kinetic are doing the new one, tool, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Doing a D, aren't they? The two-seat one's coming out.
Two-seat, are they? Ah, right. I did see their next boxing of it's going to be the colourful one, isn't it? They've got, is it the Turkish markings?
No, I was thinking it's like Malaysian or something.
Is it Malaysian or something? I did see it because it's in red, isn't it?
I will tell you in a minute because I was telling Andy about it this morning. Future releases, I'll tell you. Oh, God. It is Singapore, sorry.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Black Knights of Singapore.
So it's the Black Knights and it's red and white.
And red and white. Yeah. They've obviously got a black knight on the tail.
Yes.
It does look quite colourful. I do like F-16s in the colourful. It suits the aircraft. When they're the display ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're doing an F5, aren't they, as well? An RF5A.
All right, yeah.
That's a long nose recce one, isn't it?
Yeah, chisel nose one, isn't it?
You can do a Greek one, Norwegian, Spanish, and Spanish. Blimey. They're quite cool, actually. When was the last time you built an F5?
Well, I've got one here to do. I've got my Sundowners one, haven't I?
Yeah, but that's like a collector's item.
Oh, is it? Oh. I'll tell you what I did like, and again, God bless them, but it was Kitty Hawk's F5. Wasn't bad. The 32nd one.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, John did it and brought it round here, and I was having a nosy over it, and that's actually not a bad kit, even though, again, fatally flawed because they forgot to do a few things, like clean up. So it's got massive seam lines running through the main body of the kit.
That's about right for them, innit? Do you know what? I don't know if you could, but you could actually still get the RF.
Oh, could you? Is it still available?
I think it was, yeah. It's like the Drabs. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah. The RF5E Tiger Eye is still available. MiG-25 are still available, which is, I can see why, because they were both awful.
Yeah.
A Super Sea Sprite and a Su-22, one with the tiger tail, and a set of Soviet weapons. How many of them they got left? They've got how many of them left, them RF5s. Oh, yeah, they have. They're not bad.
Got a few in stock.
Well, not too many, but they've got a few left. I don't know if you...
Go on.
I was going to say, I don't know if you could build any other, backdate it and just build a normal F5 out of that and just get some decals for it.
Depends if you get the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a different nose on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paul says the Kinetic US Navy ground crew equipment set okay to use with the F-14D? Or is the time period wrong? I think you're okay. I don't think they changed them. So you mean like the tugs and the fire
the one we've got in stock.
Crash equipment and stuff. I think you'll find it's okay. I don't think they've actually changed that since back in the day.
Mm.
So, and you think the D will run right the way up into what, 2002? So I think it's okay. I don't think they've changed that equipment particularly much. Phil, do you happen to know why some Hornets have 2 side sticks in the rear seat? That's just all the gubbins that the Wizzo does in the back. So it's for the targeting pods and various things. He has 2 side sticks for running all the equipment, like the radar and all the bits and pieces down in there. That's why they have them.
So that's
not nothing to do with flying the aircraft. It's completely for all the targeting pods and the various bits on there for running all the equipment.
I thought they'd have one for like left-handed people or right-handed people.
I don't think it's calibrated that way, but no. Yeah, I think it's going to change a lot now with the new block of the Super Hornets. The new Super Hornet is all touchscreen, isn't it? So I don't know if it's, instead of having, what's it got in there? 3 in the front, 4 in the back, I think it is. That now it's just got big 27-inch monitors. And they're like...
Hey, the thing is, though, right? It's an F-16 that's got the joystick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
On the console.
Yeah.
And it's on the right, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 How do they get away with that in this day and age about discrimination?
Well, this is it. It's a bit, don't forget, Airbus, it's the other way around, isn't it? So if you're the pilot or the captain, the side stick's on the left.
So the captain's side, it's on the left. What about the drinker's side?
Yeah, or on the other side, it's on the right because it's on the outer wall.
So you've got to be left-handed then to...
Well, apparently, yeah, you have to be ambidextrous.
What, useless for both?
Or useless with both, yeah. So yes.
You're cutting your thing down though, aren't you, if you're discriminating against left-handed people?
Well, I think I have seen various videos on it where people have asked for more for the airline side of it. I haven't heard of pilots being left-handed worrying about it, to be honest, in the F-16. But I have heard of people obviously flying the Airbus and then they have to be able to do both, Yeah. So it must be a little bit weird landing if it's not your normal hand to do it.
Well, not being funny, an Airbus would land its bloody self.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. They're there just to make sure. Keep it on the straight and narrow, that's it.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I'm not...
I'm sure all our pilots now who fly Airbuses have said, sod off.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, but yeah.
We can wind them up, sitting there chauffeuring.
I'm very busy.
Well, there's the joke, isn't it? The reason it's like that is so the meal tray is in front. Because it pulls out from where normally you'd have your flight yoke. If you're a Boeing person, that's where your meal tray folds out. And they like to take the mickey out of Airbus pilots, is that they have to have it there so they can have their tray.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Krista's in. Afternoon, Krista. Hope you're doing well.
He's late.
Phil, is there any major differences between the F-18A and the CF-18? AA88A, whatever they call it.
188. There is.
Yeah, there is.
The markings are different.
Well, no, and also you will find the CF-18 has a light, an interrogation light on the port side forward fuselage. It's basically a headlight that points out the sideways, so they could flash you. The Russian bears as they used to come over the Arctic, wasn't it?
Is that what it's for, is it?
Yeah, they could just blind them.
High tech, innit? Just put a powerful lamp on.
Put a lamp on them to say, I can see you, But yeah, so that's what that was for. So that'll be one of the biggest differences. So you want to make sure it's got it. I'm not sure if the kinetic ones all have them anyway. The Hasegawa kits have them there all the time. And then what you do is you just cut out the hole and then put the light in. But I'm not sure about the kinetic ones. It's been asked before. There is other differences as well because the vents underneath the aircraft, underneath the nose, they are a minefield because there's about 20 different types. And that's one of the biggest differences between them all. But to be honest with you, the kinetic ones are the only ones I know that do supply all the different types of under nose systems with the different vents because a lot of them used to have to fill if it didn't have it, but they too tend to have them in those kits. So, yeah. But the CF-18A is more like the F-18C, if I remember rightly.
It's not a Super Hornet then.
Not a Super Hornet. That's a completely different kettle of fish.
Right. Okay.
Alan says it's a bit like driving in the UK. What if you're not from the UK?
on the proper side of the road?
Yes, because we're still on the real side of the road. Was it us, South Africa, Japan,
Japan,
New Zealand, against the
Malta.
world? Is it Malta?
I
That
think
still counts.
Malta do, don't they? I think Malta drive on the right, don't they?
So it's okay. It's us against the rest of the world. You're all driving on the wrong side.
Yeah. Yeah. Still
Oh,
odd
and
that, isn't it?
Thailand. Thailand's all right. They're proper.
Are they proper as well? Are they Thailand? I didn't know that.
Yeah, India drives on the right, in theory. Yeah, I would go with that, isn't it? I've seen you driving over there. It's like, just go.
It's kamikaze, isn't it?
It's like you have junctions and it's just go, isn't it? You know, no more worries about giving way. Oh, Cyprus.
See, there's a lot of countries that drive
Is
on
that
the
South
side.
Cyprus or North Cyprus?
I would have said that's probably Greek
South.
Cyprus.
Yeah. You saying we do things wrong? How dare you?
Never. Never.
You know what it's like? We're doing everything right and everyone else is doing everything wrong. It's the British way. Why would you want to take your right hand off the wheel to change gear? Madness.
Because it's fun. Keeps you occupied.
That's right. I've got my right hand on the wheel. It's fine, isn't it? You're good, isn't it? Why would you want to do it with your left? Every time I change gear when I'm driving the other one, I wind down the window.
I think Alan's just put up. Didn't Finland drive on the left for a while? I think it was Sweden. You see, it was a Scandinavian country and they swapped overnight, didn't they?
Yeah, they were the last country to do it, wasn't it? And it was really late. I don't know if our Scandinavian friends know, but it's really late. It's like in the 80s, wasn't it? 1982 or something?
But apparently it was just like a spate of accidents overnight because everybody was like, it just happened, didn't it?
Sweden, there we go, Krista.
I thought it was, and they just swapped it overnight, and then you've got to drive on the other side of the road, and I think it caused absolute chaos. For a bit.
Yeah, as of Monday the 3rd, everyone's driving on the other side. Can you imagine trying that here?
Oh my God. I won't be able to get out of my road.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Well, I would, but I'd be going the opposite way to work, to Guinea Island, to come back on. Oh my God.
Yeah, you'd have to go back up to the roundabout, come back down the other way.
At least coming home, though, I'd be going, I wouldn't have to.
That's it. You wouldn't have to go all the way round and come back round.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. God, that'd be weird going round an island the wrong way round, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's bad. I must admit, I've driven obviously on the continent a lot, and yeah, that's the thing that gets me. You come up to a roundabout, I have to think about it properly hard. Oh. Right, so we're going to be going right.
Yeah, I tell you, I would just, that'd just blow my mind going around an island the opposite way. I know when we were in, I think, Centre Parks in the Netherlands. And Leslie's brother were driving and he did an island the wrong way, not thinking, you know what I mean, just automatic. I think he got a bit of a from somebody, you know what I mean? It was pretty quiet, but... And
everyone's like, bloody British.
Yes.
They know it's us.
In a higher little minibus, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, that was a bit sort of, oh God, the concentration needed, because you don't drive on autopilot, but obviously it's second nature driving, isn't it? You're more thinking of what's going off around you than actually driving. I can imagine if you'd like us going to drive in France or on the continent and you're on the wrong side of the road, I can see the concentration levels would just be through your roof, because obviously you concentrate on driving and then thinking, I still need to be on the opposite. And oh my God, no, that's just...
Chris has just put up, it changed over at 5 a.m. on the 3rd of September 1967. Could you imagine that in the UK?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yes. From now on, what about all the signs and stuff then? Because everything obviously would have, the road markings and everything. How did they manage to sort that all out before you changed?
Well, probably in 1967 there wasn't as many cars around to worry about it.
There was a lot of Volvos.
There was probably a lot of Volvos. Yeah. But that would have been it, I think. Probably nowadays you couldn't do it because there's just too many cars on the road.
God, could you imagine? It would be absolute... People bad enough now, aren't they? Never mind swapping it all over.
Yes.
It'd be fun, though.
Ooh. Yeah, imagine that, having a self-drive car and you forget to set it for your country's code.
Yeah.
No. I like it driving in America, though, because you don't have any roundabouts. So it's quite straightforward there. You just come to your intersections and, wait for the lights and away you go, isn't it? So that's a lot easier. And also, because your roads are very straight and very wide, I found it a lot easier driving in the US than I do around Europe. Last time I drove around Europe was around France, and that's nightmare.
Yeah, but they're a bit chaotic anyway, depending on where you are, isn't it?
I was with a few friends and we were doing it, and I didn't want to drive around Paris, right? And we got to the Arc de Triomphe going round. We were on there for like 20 minutes trying to get off. Because you can't get off. Once you're on it, you're there forever because nobody lets you out to get off. And I was like, God, I am so glad I'm not driving. But literally, we must have gone round it about 10 times.
Because how we give way? You give way on the island, don't you, for people to come on, not as we give way. People would rather, give way for people to go around. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you have to stop for people to come on, don't you?
Yeah, over there, you let people on. Over here,
Oh, God, no.
No.
Like I say, you could be stuck for years just going round and round in circles. You run out of fuel and then it's like, oh, well. Yeah. I mean, I was, I didn't drive there, but when we went to Rome, yeah. I think it's capital cities. I think London, because obviously it's congestion and all that lot. But I think sometimes capital cities are mad anyway. But obviously they're on the little scooters and it's just going around the Colosseum. It literally is like on the Ben Hur or something on the bloody. Honestly, it is. It's just free for all.
Yes.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Never mind. That's my only drawback with that Ford Sierra I reviewed last week. Left-hand drive, isn't it? What's that about?
What's that?
That Ford Sierra I did, the Cosworth review.
Yeah.
Left-hand drive only. Not impressed. Just saying.
Man, it was Portugal and Monte Carlo, so it was money.
Yeah.
So you don't get an option then?
No option.
Oh, right, because what was the kit where you got both?
Yeah. One of the other ones we do, is it the Fujiyama kits and stuff? I think you get the option for both in those.
I don't know. It was one of them, wasn't it, when you got an option for left and right hand drive? I can't remember where it was. But yeah. Oh, that's definitely a bit odd.
Yes. Chris is off to get his bus driving licence in Sweden. Oh, my Lord.
He's what?
He's going to the second biggest city in Sweden to get his bus driving licence.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
I know he won't be watching, but there's a story to this. Guy I used to know called Wayne. I won't do second name because he's got a business. And he took him, I think it was 11 times to pass his driving test, right?
Yeah.
Then he decided, because they were on a big push for bus drivers in this local area. So he decided, I'll be a bus driver. And we all thought, no, because you can't even drive normally, let alone a bus. So anyway, it took him, I think it was 6 times to pass his bus driving test. But eventually he got that as well. And now he's a driving instructor. It's like, how?
Because he's learnt from his mistakes, obviously.
He must do, but we were like, Jesus, he's gone through a career path. Clearly, it's not his chosen forte, shall we say? So, yes.
He's a rally driver on the weekend.
Yeah, apparently the Revell E-Type Jag's got the option left and right. That
was one of them, it was one of the Revell kits, yeah. Mary said it, which is a nice touch, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, so cool.
No, that'd be good.
Shall we call it a night, day, afternoon?
Afternoon. You can go back to bed and host yourself up on night nurse and all the rest of it.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, if you can't tell.
Yes.
I'm better than I was. I'm better than I was when I woke up this morning. I felt proper rough, but yes, I'm not. I just feel like flat.
Flat, definitely.
Flat. Yes, energy levels are a bit lacking today. But no, I'll be all right. Like you say, dose myself up on cold and flu drugs, and I'll be fine.
That's it. Absolutely. Right. Okay. So, if you are interested in a hoodie. As I say, I have got some XLs here, just normal XLs, but obviously, don't forget, it's only the guys down the road here. They print them to order and do them. So if you do fancy a hoodie and you want one of these, I think they're going to have to be around about sort of 38 quid. So they're not cheap. That's not me. And I'm not making tons on that either, to be honest. It's just that for some reason they are very expensive. But if you do fancy one, shoot me a message, and then obviously we can get them done. We can do them from small, I think, up to 4XL or 5XL as we normally do everything else. So if you do fancy one, then shoot me a message and I'll have a word with the boys and we can get them done to order. I will put them up into the forum, but I probably won't be able to do that till the weekend or something else like that. But they are nice, I must admit. Very, very nice, very nice. Better than the old ones, I will say. Just it feels a better quality, shall we say.
Is it a better quality?
Yes, it's definitely a better quality. It's probably why it's so expensive. But we were a little bit, we could only do on 2 types. One, to be honest, the other one was horrible. It was cheap. Or we could do this one because it's what we have to print on. It has to be a surface you can print on.
Right.
So yes. So we've done that one. So yeah. Cool. Oh, the Magic Roundabout in Swindon. Used to know that well back in the 90s. When I used to drive around that every Wednesday. That's great. All you do is just throw yourself on it. Because once you're on it, it's fine. It's getting on it is the problem.
Is that what it is it?
Well, I think it's 5 mini roundabouts with 1 central roundabout in the middle.
Right. Okay.
So once you're on it, it's actually quite straightforward. It's getting on it used to be the problem, especially near rush hour because it's just chaos.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to be around that between 8:30 and 9:30 when the kids are going to school, or in the afternoon time either, because it used to be chaos. But yes. Cool. Very good. Right. Okay. So don't forget, a few things going on this week. Obviously, we'll be back with you tomorrow for the PM show. So if you've got any questions about kit releases, various bits and pieces like that, please post up about those now and we can get those answered for you tomorrow. Then obviously Thursday, Matt's got a vlog, I do believe.
Vlog and a vid.
A vlog and a vid going to be up with you, which I'll probably put up as soon as Andy sends them over to me. So you've got something to watch in the afternoon and stuff. Because in the evening, you'll have to be clear to join us 7:30 for our fun auction. So don't worry about if you're not going to bid or anything else, but you can join in with all the giggles and laughs that go along with it as well. So as you said before, we've got the area in the actual main site, which is just let me just show you, just so I can draw your attention. Which is main site. Just go along to PM Models, just down in here. Click in here, and obviously. It's moved. Nope, sorry. Forget what I just said. I'm forgetting where it is now myself.
I was going to say,
it's not in PM at all. So forget PM. Just go to live shows. This one in here. All right. And it's pinned at the front. So we've got the live auction, 7:30 on Thursday night. All right. Terms and conditions at the top. And then obviously listing down here. If you're not around and you would like Andy to bid on your behalf, just tell him to bid, I don't know, £25 for the Ishima, whatever it is, lot 1, and he will bid for you up to 25 quid.
Yeah.
Obviously, postage is on top and all the rest of it, but that's all explained all up here as well. Remember, we can combine postage, but only if it's coming from PM. All right. Because obviously some of them are PMs and some of them are mine, and obviously we're 270 miles apart, so that ain't going to work. So they have to come separately, but we can combine, like, you know, if somebody wants to go for the 48 scale tie and obviously the X-Wing, the fine molds one, then obviously I can combine the postage on both of those. But obviously we can't if we're doing with anywhere else, all right? So I know it's a bit of a pain, but that's the way it is.
Yep.
And we can do it there. So anyway, that'll be with you Thursday. I've got the next part, so to be honest, it's already done. It's edited and will be up for you on Friday for this particular one. And obviously there'll be a next part on Monday, so forth and so on, as we make our way through with these. So lots and lots of stuff coming this week. So we'll all have a good one.
It is. Thank you, Krista. Yes, I will be all right. I'll just
dose himself up.
Soldier on.
Hot cider and loads of food.
I tell you what, actually, I am really hungry. I really have got like the munchies.
You got the munchies.
Yeah. Normally when you're ill, you lose your appetite, but I could eat forever. I think in a minute.
To be honest, I was like that when I had COVID. I was eating for Britain, just attacking the munchies, really.
Yeah, so, is that what you're saying? I've got COVID.
I still think you should do a test.
Probably. I might do one and see, but yeah.
Would you like me to send you one?
We've got one here, to be honest.
All right, I was going to say, I can send you some up.
Well, I might do one just to see, yeah. Probably. I won't be surprised, if I'm honest, but
yeah. No, it's all right. Cool. Right, okay then, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Pleasure as always. As I say, loads on this week, so keep an eye out for us, and we'll be hopefully keeping you entertained as the week goes on. through this particular one. So if you do want a hoodie, shoot me a message and I'll get the details over to you like that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Happy modelling. Take care and goodbye.
Bye.